Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of the Rangers Journal FM series. I'm Scott Mackay, and I am trying to lead Glasgow Rangers back to their glory days. Enjoy. How you doing, people? It's good to see you all. Hope you're all enjoying the content. So, I've been aware there's been some changes to the squad. I've changed my system to begin with. I got this off the Bearded Coach on Twitter. Should look him up. His stuff really worked. Going by his content on his channel, it's definitely worth a look at. So, there's been a wee bit of there's been a few changes. Safe to say, well, we've been away trying to rebuild the squad that Michael Beale's left Philippe Clement, and now the squad that Philippe Clement has left for me. So we do a quick pick of my starting 11 and take the players out that probably aren't going to play. Don't know who it is. So Xander Hutton isn't going to be I know what I've done here. Hold on. That's a B team. So let's do that. Change it again. There we go. So as you can see here, we're setting up a 5-3-2 with inverted wing backs. I'm going to probably go with Danilo and Shankland up front for the beginning of the season. There's still a few places in the squad that we need to fill. For instance, we need a centre half because Leon Balogun isn't going to be playing very often. I put Leon King in there just now. But we've got options, which is good. Currently, with our goalkeeping department is still sitting with Jack Butland and Robbie McCrory. Then your centre halves, we've still got Connor Goldson. There was some interest in him, but I decided not to cash in on it. It was linked with Nottingham Forest. And in media, I came out, I says that I was more than happy to do a deal. Forest haven't approached me. I think for a wee bit of continuity, we need to try and keep some of the core of the squad. We've sold John Lundstrom for £500,000 and we've sold Ben Davies for $250 to Alaves. Wasn't a great price tags, but that's over 55 grand we've got in the finances now. So at centre back, we're looking okay, but I'm still going to be looking for a starting centre back, probably to play alongside Suter and Goldson. As you can see here, I think John Suter is still injury prone in this. So could have real problems with injuries, as you can see there, guys. So probably maybe sign one, maybe two centre backs to come in and start. I think that's fair. Left wing back, we're going to go with Ridvan Yilmaz. We've got Robbie Fraser here who can tuck in if required, but I'm going to be looking to sign a left back as well. So DM, Nico Raskin is probably the natural choice at the minute. I promoted some youth players into the squad, as I spoke about in my last video, for the mentoring aspect of things. So we've got John Leafeco, Ross McCausland, Zach Lovelace, Robbie Fraser, really injecting some youth into the squad to try and get them developed, and they will get minutes off the bench. I have tried to sell Tom Lawrence. As you can see, he's transfer listed. This guy is on a whopping £25,000 a week. We really need to get that off the wage bill, considering we're not really going to be using wingers. I feel that's quite important. In terms of transfers that have been making bids for players, basically, we don't have a transfer budget just now. We're sitting at 3.52 million. I probably could adjust it from the wage budget and put maybe a wee bit more in, which we will. I think that leaves us with 70. After that, we'd maybe give you 2-3 players that we could bring in and give us then 5 million. Alex Lowry's in talks with Hearts to a potential viewer moving over there. Rabbi Matondo is currently in talks with Eintracht Frankfurt. Christ, we all love them, don't we? Hired an intermediary to try and sell Rabbi on, because I've really not got a starting slot for him this season, and we could be doing with the quality and the squad that's needed going forward. Central midfield, we've got Ryan Jack and Todd Cantwell. Todd Cantwell's maybe going to be a squad player. Ryan Jack is definitely going to be more of a backup, kind of call up, starting cup ties, different things like that. Up front, we've got Shankland and then Danilo. I'm not one for using random loan players that we've got in my squad, like Fabio Silva and Abdallah Sima. I don't feel as if we should be developing everybody else's players, but they're here. The state of our finances, I think we're going to go out. We've got up front just now and see how it goes. There's also been some changes to the coaching staff. So we've got an advert out just now for a set piece coach and a performance analyst. We've still got Zeb Jacobs. This guy's new. He's Benjamin Gluck. He is a very good head performance analyst, I would say. His determination lets him down ever so slightly, but in terms of analysing data, he's one of the best out there. We've still got Stefan van der Heijden. I'm in talks with another assistant manager purely because of the stats. I feel as if we could get better, but once that deal goes through, then that should be okay. Should be all well. So continued pretty much with the same coaching staff. I think I didn't hire this guy. I don't know who he is. I'm just going to terminate his contract just now because we can get much better than that. So that's where the coaching staff is sitting at just now. Recruitment, I've filled us up with some scouts. We were short of a few scouts. We need a technical director. We've now got a director of football as well, which is good. We've got Filippo Giraldi, who's agreed to join us. His stats aren't great, but in terms of motivation to do his job, people management, I think he's going to be a really, really good negotiator. And at 49 years old, there's still room for him to develop in a role. He comes with a good reputation. He's got extensive knowledge of England and Italy. That's not a bad capture at all. So we're going to have a wee look at Dujon Sterling just now. Dujon Sterling, I'm training him to become a Segundo Volante. There's been a lot of hype about Sterling on Twitter and in the comments of the last video, so I'm just trying to let you know what I'm doing with him. Segundo Volante is going to improve stats like his passing, his marking, his long shots, his finishing, his first touch, make him more an all-round player. But I think I'm actually going to try and make him a competent number 9. Due to this guy's kind of position map, you could probably play him kind of anywhere in the park. So you might see him starting right wing back for James Tavernier one match, which he also could be doing with. But then he also might come into, I would like to see him playing for Rangers in real life as a DM with an ambitious personality. It's not the worst personality. It will let him come in and develop. He is a squad player just now who could still improve. When you look at the coach's report on him, though, it does say he's fairly susceptible to injuries. So he is finding it hard to fit into the core of the group. So hopefully over the course of the season, he's going to settle. But as you can see here, in terms of comparison with the other DMs, he is one of the best that we have got. Nico Raskin could probably develop into something a wee bit better. He could maybe be one of our transfers that we try and sell next season. But if you're looking at natural fitness and stuff like that, I mean, he's not really filling me with optimism just now. It has to be said. Coming up, we've got Kilmarnock away in 3 days. We're going to hope to come away with a win. So I'm going to hope to come away with a win. We're going to try one good tack. We have signed Lawrence Shankland. There is other transfer targets that I'm scouting just now, but trying to do it on such a limited budget isn't really ideal, to be honest. But I'm scouting young 18-year-old midfielders from Denmark, as you can see. But we're just kind of putting the feelers out there just now. I went to England. I looked at Chelsea under 21s, Liverpool under 21s. We've kind of got a small shortlist of who I would like, who we're going after. If you go to recommendation of your shortlist, it kind of tells you who you should be looking at, who your scouts are recommending. This guy would be brilliant. He has a release clause of £8 million, but we're just not in the market anyway. In terms of transfer interest, that's quite dubious just now from the player. So, I mean, you kind of need to weigh these things up and see we're trying to get the best deals that we can for the club to maximise. I did scout Hefty. His stats don't fill me with confidence just now, but I will be keeping an eye on him over the course of the season. He is on loan at Applewell just now, as he is in real life. Seen this guy starting for Man United, and I thought could be worth a punt. I'm waiting. The scout's still working on him just now. He is up for loan. Anything I'm going to be trying to do is probably going to be a transfer. loan players will probably be coming in towards the end of the season. I did look at Renato Marquez. This is a guy that Kai put me on to. He is in talks with me just now, but I'm awaiting confirmation for this deal. I've delayed it just now because his stats aren't filling me with confidence, if I'm being brutally honest. And when I look at like Danilo in Shankland with Sima and Silva, who can play up front, I really don't think we need a striker just now. Sorry, Kai. We have looked at other players. Charlie MacArthur, I know, is a player that comes good in Football Manager eventually, but if you're looking at, he's a young Scottish centre-back that's playing at Newcastle just now. If you're looking at his estimated value, it's not really value for money considering what we have. Elias Montiel was another player that was recommended to me on Twitter. He is scouted just now. Unfortunately, due to only being 17 years old, it's really hard to get these guys on board, so I basically need to wait till he turns 18 in October and sign him shortly after that. Another guy he's kind of one of my favourite players in Football Managers, Leo Castledine. Anytime I'm doing my lower league to Premier League kind of career, I always sign this guy because he ends up having multiple positions. He's like an uninjured Dujon Sterling, if you want to call it that. Jayden Danns, we've seen him for Liverpool coming on over the course of the season. I've got him scouted. I like this guy. He is a right back, plays in Austria just now. Scouts saying we should only sign him as a last resort. Obviously, there's still scouting being done, but in terms of market value, 650k to 1.7 million, that wouldn't be a bad acquisition and backup to James Tavernier. Manuel Polster, I've had this guy in previous save games as well. I'm going to get him scouted. I'm probably going to try and get him on board. He comes in as a really good centre forward, so he's maybe somebody that we can look to bring in on January, or you could convert him to left wing back, depending on what the rest of his stats are looking like on this current career. Remember, the database has been updated, so it's really, really hard to try. Jamal Baptiste, I've added him in my shortlist. He's a centre back that plays for Man City under 21s. Putting the feelers out there, this guy was linked to Rangers in January. Tommy Conway, his value's a wee bit unrealistic for me just now, so I would probably be looking at him at a later date. So that's currently where we're sitting. Nicolas Sanchez is a player that I'm also very aware of. He's a DM. He might be one of the guys that could come in and be a project. You could build him up, get him playing football, get some form into his legs, and then we sell him on a higher price. That's what Rangers are about after all. What have I got? John McLaughlin's at my club. Let's see about selling him. Higher intermediary to sell player. So we can get some offers for John McLaughlin's. I'm just going to hit the first one. It's an extra 6k off the wage budget. The goalkeeping department's okay. We've got young Kieran Wright that can fill in if required. I'm not going to be looking to sell looking to sign any goalkeepers coming up because it's just not needed. We've got Ross McCausland, who could become slightly better than Abdallah Sima. Leon King could become better than Nico Raskin. Let's look at Leon King actually. Let's get his coach report up. I think he is somebody who could be very good. Again, he's fairly susceptible to injuries, but it's interesting in this game if you get them playing in a run of matches, this can kind of begin to fade, which is quite good. Player performance, we'll look at all that sort of stuff later. So the ideal situation for me is get Rangers winning games, last half an hour, bring young kids on, let them embed themselves in, let them develop, let them get better. Rabbi Matondo is now joining Eintracht Frankfurt for a fee of 4.1 million overall. It could eventually rise to 5. So we're getting 2.1 million in the bank added to our transfer budget just now because that's just the way Rangers work on this. I will be requesting a bigger budget to probably towards the end of the transfer window. Well, towards the end of the transfer window, players' values will start to drop. Different. How did you get back in my squad? He was supposed to be away, so he's away now. In terms of players' values drop, clubs are looking to sell a wee bit more. So Kieran Dibble has to discuss personal matters. I don't know how many times I have to have a conversation with this guy. I don't want you here. I'm not interested. So I'm going to try and find you a club. Let's set your transfer status. You have been listed since literally the beginning of the game, mate. So let's see if you've got any interest. No, there's not. See if I can get an intermediary. Right, we know how intermediaries work, so we don't need a tutorial Football Manager. transfer loan, transfer 475, 700,000. I mean, really just now it's about getting these guys off the wage bill so that we can then rebuild with young, more hungrier players that are on the injury prone. Dujon Sterling's probably going to be one of my favourite players on this game due to how many positions that he can play. It's really, really interesting how we can see Dujon Sterling develop now because St Johnstone in with a bid for John McLaughlin. That's absolutely fine with me. No, SC Heronveen, sorry, I don't know where I get St Johnstone from. So why it should be an interesting save, so to speak. We've got some players that can be listed for the Champions League qualifying round. You're not bothered about that. There's our fitness coach. This is why you put adverts out in Football Manager. It's really, really important. Fitness coach. I've also revamped the medical department. So the medical department now consists of we've got more staff to begin with, and we've kind of just changed the personnel around so that I'm trying to deal with these injuries because this game is quite realistic. Bailey Rice, you shouldn't have been the under 18s, son. You should be in the first team squad, and I'm going to make you available for a B team for 90 minutes so that we can get you into our mentoring categories now. So let's see. There we go. That's that done. I can't make managerial debut, so as I say today, we're going to go ahead, play Kilmarnock away. Kilmarnock have had a really, really good season in real life. Oh, Mervyn Day might be away at Crystal Palace. That's not a bad thing, is it? I mean, the guy's 68 years old. He's a bit of a dinosaur. When things like this happen, that allows you the chance to bring in like Argentinian scouts and scouts with different knowledge of different countries. Your scouting department just now has got quite a narrow knowledge in terms of where we can look. Only really Nils Coppin has got various kind of knowledge throughout Belgium, things like that. Aye, let's just see if we can. I'm going to need to see if I can start my coaching actually. The press, I'm going to send my assistant to that. I'm not interested. We've already done the. I'm going to see if I can start a coaching course because I'm a pub Sunday league footballer just now. That's the only experience I've got on this. So you really need to try and get your coaching badges as soon as you can. So let's crack right in here. Alex Lowry's away to Hearts, which is quite good. I'll let him develop. Our set piece coach is signed for Crystal Palace. I knew I need to set up another advert. Thank you, Nathan Bishop. So I'm wondering who we're going to start going into this game against Kilmarnock. First time trying these tactics. Usually what I can see about Football Manager is I can only tell where my team is when I see them in games, but I don't like doing pre-season matches, so I kind of shoot myself in the foot, if you know what I mean. And my transfer business really does get left late because I don't really know who to buy or who to go for because I don't really know where my team's at because I've not been playing the pre-season friendlies. No, it's not a good way, but it's just the way I do it, unfortunately. Renato Marquez, I need to make a choice on this deal. I'm going to delay you again, mate. Hopefully they allow us to delay the deal because if I'm in a last transfer, like if I'm in deadline day and I've got players that I don't necessarily need, but I've got the money to buy them, that's when I would be looking at probably. We've still got other positions to strengthen, like we need 2 centre backs, we need a DM, we need a backup left back. I would like a Mazzala. As much as I like Todd Cantwell, I don't think he is the long-term answer in that position due to his stats and the nature of of what's needed. So let's see what we've got here, guys. So we've got Jack Butland in goal, Connor Goldson, Leon King, wide centre back John Suter. I'm going to change them to around just now. Then we've got Nico Raskin, that's fine. Todd Cantwell, Ryan Jack. Can anybody else come in for Ryan Jack? Mo Diamonde's injured. That's a bit of a bummer. So we need to stick with Ryan Jack just now. Then we've got Lauren Shankland and Danilo up front. It's not the strongest starting 11, but it does give me options. It does let me bring youth players through. It's got potential, basically, is what I'm looking at. I'm wondering, should I just put Balogun in for Leon King on the first day? Let's compare them. Compare with Leon King. Aye, Balogun's so much better there. I'm going to make that change, and I could potentially move Raskin in. There we go. Let's do a wee bit of jiggery pokery team. Let's move Ryan Jack into centre back, and let's put Leon Balogun in for Ryan Jack. Nico Raskin can move forward into central midfield. I'm wondering about his training. Should I develop him just to be a central midfielder on support? Because is that going to enhance his stats any better? In fact, he's already hitting 3 stars on support, so you maybe want to work on his defensive aspect of the game. You can do that for the next month. See if he improves. Like his jumping reach is going to come on and improve. But we really need things like heading, long shots, long throws. We need them to become a more all-round player if we're going to develop them and get the money that we want either in January or at the end of the season. So this is a start. Let's hope we can get 3 points en route here. Lauren Shankland's your number 9. Things you'll love to see you. In the comments that I got back, I did go out and do what you told me to do in the video. I signed Lauren Shankland. Lauren Shankland's been a player that I've wanted all year anyway. So, in terms of doing what you guys want, right, this is a match we should be winning. Make sure we do. I feel as if we're kind of already on the same page. Right, I'm going to send my assistant to the pre-match presser, and then I'm going to kick off. Hold on, just to edit. I'm shaking hands with Derek McInnes. Key highlights only. Put the replays on. Put the match speed highlights up a wee bit. Now, if we go where Balogun's get the ball at the back, he's moving forward into James Tavernier. This is a good start, by the way, having a highlight 16 seconds in here. Tavernier's getting down the byline, and he's lost it for a throw in already. So let's hope we can muster something up here. Highlight when you get the ball is always a good sign. Todd Cantwell looks as if he's suffered a bruised thigh. We can play on. We need him on the park just now. This is why I need reinforcements. I need you guys to come in with options. I need signing ideas. I looked at Connor Barron. I did try to get him. Aberdeen were looking between £6.5 and £7 million. I'm not paying that for a player that's got a contract in a year's time and I could potentially get. Right, so inverted wing backer Tavernier's made a. But it's a. Oh, hold on. Look at a penalty. Ewan Anderson's blue for a penalty, guys. Let's just see VAR will step in to confirm this. Is he giving it? And think you'll love to see penalty Rangers. James Tavernier steps up. Let's hope he doesn't make a mistake for his spot. Oh, he's dinked the keeper. He's pinenkered him. 1-0 to Rangers. Here we go. 3 minutes in. We're laughing. Love his tactics so far. We're controlling the game. Everything seems to... Apart from Todd Cantwell injuring his cell. I mean, what's the keeper doing there? That was... Well, not going to complain. We're 1-0 up. Should I take Cantwell off? He doesn't look too affected by it. I mean, he still looks in decent health, to be honest. And if I bring him on with Ryan Jack, you've got potential for 2 injuries then, ain't you? So that's 15 minutes going. We're 1-0 up, which is a good start. Who else is winning? Celtic are 2-0 up. Dundee are 3-0 up. Owen Beck, that might be a player worth looking at the end of the season. Hearts were interested in Scott Wright, who's a player I've sold as well, by the way. And I tried to do a swap deal with them for Alex Cochrane. Scott Wright does what Scott Wright does and rejected the terms, didn't he? So he didn't come. I've scouted David Watson, who should be playing for Kilmarnock today. They're in behind. Sky's over for Bath, thankfully. Did scout David Watson, but doesn't want to sign for us just now because he just signed a new contract. So it's the thing with the FM database. If we had played it from the start of the season, then a lot of the things that have already happened in real life, like David Watson signing a contract, wouldn't have already happened. So you would have got more time to go and speak to them, and then you've got a small window for them to sign because they've not signed a new deal at that point. What do I tell you? I'm just going to tell you I'm not happy with what I've seen. Todd Cantwell seems anxious. Danilo looks anxious. Right. Keep going, you can make the difference. Keep going, you can make a difference. So it's only Cantwell that looks a bit anxious. I'm not really caring about Todd Cantwell, if I'm being honest. Oops. I'm looking at hierarchy here. Right, anyway. If he's still the same, we can bring him off. So I'll always shout a wee bit of encouragement when we come back out for the second half. That didn't get in too well, did it? Let's hope Kilmarnock don't score off the back of this. Ball's given it to Vassell. Greg Stewart's got it. He's in behind. He's put it wide, thankfully. For all, I think we're controlling the match really well. We're not carving out many chances right enough. We're in about 60th minute now. I'm maybe going to look at some subs. Maybe going to look at bringing Cantwell off for Ryan Jack. I'll let Ryan Jack support and maybe bring Raskin in to be the Mazzala. Dujon Sterling still coming back from an injury. Probably going to bring who's better as a present forward, probably Abdallah Sima. Bring Shankland off. Leon King's played okay in DM. It's only Dujon Sterling I can play there. I'll move Ryan Jack into centre defence and mid. I'm pretty much pumped either way, aren't I? So I'll leave it as it is for now. I think everybody else is pretty much fit. The only one who's really tiring is Leon King. John Suter, your centre backs and stuff look okay. John Suter and Connor Goldson are on a yellow card right enough. We'll need to keep an eye on that. Potentially bring people in. If I've got opposition tactics, I usually delegate that to my assistant manager because they can then deal with any changes that need to be made in terms of opposition instructions is just what we want to do, like force Greg Stewart onto his weaker foot, etc. Always press at young Armstrong that plays on the right for Kilmarnock. To save me getting round and doing every individual player, I just let my assistant do it. If Ryan Jack get balls, give it Danilo or shoot another shot on target. Danilo moved too soon. I think he's been training with Cyril Dessers too long. Get his stats so far. Our pass completion's actually been okay. We've had shots in target. Kilmarnock have had more shots, but our apparent XG is 1.12, which isn't. It's not great in an attacking sense, but in terms of the control we've had, I think it's okay. Tavernier was just getting in the box there, and there's been a good title with Josh McGuinness. Oh no, I don't feel good about this. And there's a goal. Greg Stewart, 1 each. How am I going to change this? So in possession, I want you to go a wee bit longer. I don't want to play for set pieces. Time wasting never. Higher tempo. Pass into space. Let's widen the attack a wee bit. In transition, let's just throw it long. Doesn't really matter. And then everybody's kind of pressing up. Out of possession, I want to trap them inside, which is already getting done. Right. There's not really, in terms of attacking options, there's not really many off the bench. We've probably brought Simon for Shankland. We'll bring Fabio Silva on. Let's hope that Rangers can pull something out the bag here. This wouldn't be a good start at all. Dujon Sterling can come in for James Tavernier as well, because Tavernier's knackered. It's looking like a 1 each trips. My first game of the season. We're doing all right, I mean, the control was there. In terms of creativity, I'm a wee bit disappointed in Todd Cantwell. I didn't think he had much of an impact on the game. It's maybe need something. Should we maybe look at moving Leon King into centre mid so we've got more of a flat midfield three, more option going forward, because we're really heavily relying on our fullbacks just now to get forward and supply crosses into the box. There's not really much coming through the middle with this formation. So, I mean, every formation is different in terms of what you're going to see from your team. It depends on the personnel that you've got. So, we're only going to learn by playing games, unfortunately. So we're just going to try and iron it out, and hopefully we don't have a Michael Beale start. I'm embarrassed by that performance. It's absolutely shameful. Most of them seem highly motivated to give a better performance next time. I'm not going to speak to the press. I'm really not in the mood. Fabio Silva makes. We get good. And after that, we've had to pay Besiktas 250 grand as well. That's absolutely brilliant. Where do you go forward with this? I mean, who do you sign? Give me players. Give me help. Get in the comments. Get down below. Get in the stream. Give me players to sign. Let me try and make something of this team. Overall, it's not the worst start of the season. It's also not the best. We could have had much better than that. We need creativity. We need a solid DM. We need a left back. So get in the comments below. Let us know your thoughts. Again, thank you for tuning in. We will get the next video up potentially next week. I will do a transfer their deadline day kind of special thing. I don't know. We'll wait and see how it all works out. Tune in for a pod on Friday night, and good luck, folks. Cheers.